check this out real quick. Because this is seemingly like going freaking crazy right now. And I want to check out this little video about the Nintendo situation going on right now.
Employees are receiving threats, customers waiting in line for Labubu are being held at knife point, and fights are breaking out in store. What the hell is happening?
I can already tell it's going to be a good one. Alright, let's get into it. There's a new YouTuber that I have not freaking reacted to whatsoever, Addy. Let's get right into it, Monos.
With Labubu. Now look, I wasn't expecting to be making another video about Labubu so soon after my last—
This is your freaking second one? I just bought some Labubus for my siblings.
Video on Labubus. However, the reason why I'm making this video is—
I didn't pay that much for it. I think I paid like $10.
Because there's actually been quite a serious update in not only the treatment of people who are queuing and going to get Labubus, but also with the staff who are having to deal with the customers. Because literally 48 hours after the upload of my original video, I actually had some anonymous PopMart employees who work at the London stores reach out and send me a bunch of information that was shared on the Discord server for PopMart, as well as a bunch of—
They go and threaten them? What the hell, bro? It's like the freaking, like, is it all just scalpers?
Experiences are making their lives as employees hell. Because this has gone just beyond a fun little fad, a fun little trend that people are enjoying, this is actually becoming genuinely dangerous, not only for other customers, but also for the employees who are just trying to do their job. Now, the video I'm about to play for you was actually shared within a UK Discord—
I can't lie to you, I don't know what the hell a Labubu is, besides the fact that my siblings all wanted one.
Discord group for PopMart, and as you can tell from this video, things are actually becoming quite dangerous.
All full of boo-boos.
For freaking Labubus, bro.
This happened at Westfield Stratford, which is one of the main kind of mega malls, shopping department stores in London. I believe you have Westfields in America as well, so
we
if
do.
you do, you're probably already familiar with the layout and the kind of stores that they usually have. And as you could very likely tell from the video,
I've been to one. But it's like a mall, but yeah.
Westfield staff are now having to remove resellers from the PopMart store and from lining up outside PopMart because they're getting violent. Once again, all over these £17.50 bag charms. Now you may be sitting there thinking, Addy, this could just be an isolated incident or a one-off, acting as if every single Labubu lineup—
It's not only the key charms though, right? The bag charms, cause I've been seeing like the ones that we got as well are like the dolls.
Is going to become violent is a little bit
the little plushies.
And generally speaking, I would agree with you, because the actions of a vocal minority do not represent the majority of Labubu fans or even the majority of Labubu resellers. But this isn't the only video that I got sent. To be perfectly clear, this is actually becoming a pretty widespread issue here in the UK when it comes to Labubus and PopMart stores.
Hey guys, so you never guess where I am. It's 8:24, I'm in Stratford, Westfield City, and I'm about to get some Labubus, hopefully. Oh my gosh, I can see PopMart in the very distance. So it's literally like entirely kicking off. And there's literally none left. There was even a fight, like an actual fight. What the fuck?
Wait, what?
Kicking off. Westfield City, and I'm about to get some Labubus, hopefully. Oh my gosh, I can see PopMart in the very distance. So it's literally like entirely kicking off. And there's literally none left. There was even—
They sold out of Labubus already.
A fight, like an actual fight. What the fuck? Would not recommend at all. Would not recommend. Literally, there's people in balaclavas running to the front, apparently like just surrounded the workers to grab all the tickets. So yeah, I didn't get tickets. That was a waste in getting up early. I got a Starbucks. Like,
hey, at least I got a Starbucks, huh?
So guys, I'm back in the car now so I can actually talk to you properly, but do not go there. Do not go to Westfield, Stratford to go and get Labubus from PopMart, because it is dangerous. It is literally crazy. And people are camping there at 1, 2 a.m. in the morning just to get to the front.
Nonsense. She's just saying that so that only she could get the Labubus.
So, yeah,
she's trying to trick you. Go.
No, just don't do it.
As I discussed in my 23-minute long video all about Labubus, these guys are going for quite a lot of money on the aftermarket, with their £17.50 initial price tag inflating all the way up to £35 or more, depending on which colourway or if you get the secret. And to be fair, doing the maths, if you're queuing up for 2 hours and you manage to get 3 boxes of the Big Into Energy Labubus, you're making at least £35 per Labubu on that box.
mean, I guess if you want to go through all that effort.
Your money for what is just 2 hours of time. It is undeniably an attractive prospect.
No, it's not. You say 2 hours, but you're getting up in the middle of the night to be there at 1 in the morning. You're staying there for hours on end. You get what I'm saying?
For a lot of people, especially in the current climate of the UK. We are seeing inflation happen in real time, much like everywhere else in the world. And so I won't pretend that it isn't attractive for many people who may be struggling with unemployment.
These two guys bought all 10, then started to resell them at the machine.
Or may want to make extra money on the side to do reselling as a form of extra income. But as reselling is becoming popular and a more viable option for extra income, it is going to attract the wrong people or people who think that violence is a way to get extra boxes. All of which again turns something that should be a fun hobby, something which kids can do with their parents on the weekend, into something that is genuinely unsafe if it's too busy.
This is my
That and freaking like Pokemon cards now.
Experience at what happened yesterday at Stratford Westfield on the 19th of May, and I hope that you guys can tag Popmart, and I'm going to do it myself and tag Westfield Security, because what they did was actually disgusting as well. So we arrived with my partner and my brother at 4:30 in the morning, and when we arrived we were told to write our name in a notebook, and we were quite confused. We've never had to do this, but there was a guy with a notebook at the front, and I just put initials down. So we waited. Westfield opened at 5 a.m. We went inside Westfield and it started. People were pushing and people were just trying to get through the door. Now, there were already people inside Westfield because the parking door opened first. And there was like 20 to 30 guys who were on that list. We started arguing with them that there's a list, they were first, they were here at 10 p.m. and they need to move. We went to queue up because I didn't want to be part of this. And this is where it starts getting weird. Westwood Security were moving us, telling us to move for them. They took their side. They were listening to the guy with the notebook like they knew each other. I'm not saying that, but the security guards were moving us. So we asked the...
Damn, you think they bribed them? You think they're working together?
Woman, the security guard, we were like, when does the Westfield queuing system start? And she's like, when you're inside Westfield. So we asked her, why are you moving us then? And she's like, oh, you have to move or we are not going to allow this. So we're like, okay, but you just said that you don't have to move because we are in the queue already. We are inside Westfield. That's where we are. So they were pushing us, they were intimidating us. So we finally just started moving and they were screaming, guys. They were intimidating us. So then it was chill for a bit, and then I was standing up because we couldn't sit down, and a fight started. All I saw was someone get punched in the face and the security got involved.
Employees at key
They just started throwing fists for those Labubus, bro. There was Labubus flying left, there were Labubus flying right.
London are refusing to sell Labubu because they're fearing for their own safety, threatening to not turn up to work because they do not feel comfortable dealing with customers being aggro about the fact that they couldn't get the Labubus that they wanted. Dealing with face-to-face customers is always a difficult job at the best of times. I myself have worked...
Oh yeah, I freaking hated it. I hated it with all my life. People suck.
...worked in a toy shop and have dealt with people on Black Friday.
And I'm sure as hell not catching a freaking face to the, a blast to the face for a freaking Labubu. No, thank you.
I can tell you now, it is a hellscape. And if you think the employees are overreacting or maybe being a little bit too dramatic, then don't worry, because customers are also starting to bring up these same concerns when it comes to violence and safety. This store used to be fun, but now scalpers are making it dangerous. Threatening to hurt people, someone was mugged whilst queuing, phone stolen at knife point. It's very unsafe to visit Popmart Oxford Street these days. Security needs to ban scalpers from the stores, and queues need to disappear, and the customers and staff need to feel safe. What was once a lovely, fun experience with like-minded collectors has turned into a dangerously unsafe experience. Not only queue jumpers, but threats of violence by resellers, phones stolen whilst waiting.
Bro, like, this is exactly why we can't have nice things. We used to be able to, like, wait outside of a line at a midnight release of a video game or a movie or whatever the hell. Now we got people getting freaking, like, all this.
Waiting outside the store and
we got Team freaking Rocket stealing all the Labubus.
Abused. Absolutely shocking that Popmart fails to provide suitable safety assurances for customers and staff. All of this has put me off the brand. And of course, not to mention the influx of...
Bro, is Labubu gonna have to start, like, hiring security guards?
Of notably bad reviews, with people complaining that they couldn't get Labubus, which, to be honest, is to be expected with this kind of hobby and craze currently happening, but it really just does go to show that Pop Mart is no longer this fun, quirky space to go and pick up a little treat. It's quickly becoming a place that is incredibly difficult to navigate and doesn't feel safe to visit. And you know it's bad when Pop Mart themselves are actually pulling all sales of Labubu from their robo and in-person Pop Mart stores all across the UK into
Really? Until further notice. I feel like this is only gonna make it worse, isn't it? Because now the scalpers can, like, sell their Labubus for a higher price.
the notice.
Pop Mart have stopped selling Labubus. Somebody say psych right now. Pop Mart have stopped selling Labubus. I actually want to cry. Apparently people are
Why? What the hell? It's not even that freaking
getting
cute!
robbed at knife point in London for the fucking Labubus. Every single store in London today got closed. What is going on? Me and Aaron were ready to queue at 5 AM tomorrow to get some more Labubus. I'm heartbroken.
You're a part of the problem. That's what happened. You're a part of the problem.
I'm
Who the hell gets up to queue up at 5 AM in the morning for a freaking Labubu?
actually gutted. We really wanted some more Labubus. Not like we
Bro, I'm getting them for $10 over here at the 99-cent store.
needed any
They
more.
might be bootleg, but it might not be, but you
That's
can't tell the difference, can you?
crazy. I'm actually in shock. I have no words. I wish this was a joke. When Aaron sent me this, I was like, April Fools. We're in fucking May. It's not a fucking joke.
I know you don't need me to say this, and I know that I kind of covered this in my other video, which is far more professionally scripted and prepared, but this kind of hobby does not require this kind of behavior. You do not need to trample over other people to get hold of a blind box. You do not need to be rude to staff in order to obtain an item that you want. Hobbies should be something that you want to engage in. And honestly, I feel like the overnight popularity of Labubu has made people forget this. Resellers are making having affordable hobbies incredibly difficult to maintain, inflating the cost of what was a fairly affordable blind box up to something which is on par with some of the anime figures in my collection. People don't feel safe having their cute trinkets on their bags anymore because they're liable to be stolen.
Someone stole my Labubu
Really?
off my purse yesterday. I only recently got my first Labubu like
2025. We're not gonna steal your purse. We're just gonna steal the Labubu off of it.
2 weeks ago. And I went out and about, just shopping. I was at the La La Land Cafe on 3rd Street, the one by the Grove, not at the Grove, but by the Grove. And it got stolen there, I know it did. It got literally snatched from my purse and I didn't even know it. My sister-in-law and I were out yesterday and we went to a piercing shop after La La Land and the piercer looked at her Labubu. We had matching ones. I got the little Prada, what is it called? The Prada matching outfit. And the piercer tells her, oh, your Labubu's cute, can I see it? And my sister-in-law tells her, oh, we have matching ones. And I said, oh yeah. So I go to grab my purse to go like this. By the way, here's the hook left from what was from my keychain. And I
Oh damn, they left you with the hook!
Instantly, and my fucking heart went to my ass. And I was like, well, I had a Labubu. For a fact, it got stolen at La La Land because that was the last time I saw it.
And to be fair, even though I don't have a Labubu on my bag, when I was visiting my parents and going through Leeds, my dad clocked some guy actually eyeing up my backpack, more specifically my Hachiwade bag charm, and looked like he was about to pinch it. And
No
thankfully,
freaking
I
way!
noticed because that Hachiwade bag charm is one of my favorites. But again, this idea of just snatching shit off of people's bags is becoming more and more normal because people are assuming that everything has the same value as a Labubu. And again, Labubus shouldn't be valued at over £30. They certainly shouldn't be valued at over 400, 500 or 600 pounds. The fact that staff who are just clocking in and trying to get through their day are quite literally being met with threats of violence is actually insane. I actually feel sincerely relieved that most of my hobbies, such as anime figures, don't actually have the capability of being resold in the same capacity as stuff like Labubus. Because if they did, and if it was that difficult to get hold of any kind of anime figure, I just wouldn't be in the hobby. These trinkets are
Frankly, yeah, the moment that starts to happen, and I'm not even that big of a collector, I have a deep, deep love for anime figures. They're like they're like tiny little statues, right? And I love them. It's like a picture you could put into a 3D space. I always get used, or like sometimes even broken ones that I super glue.
are not worth the bloodshed
Not spending that kind of money on 'em.
happening over them. And realistically, I'd also suggest being very careful when buying from resellers at this stage because, to be honest, you just don't know how they've obtained these Labubus. Did they threaten staff? Did they steal a box off of somebody else? You just don't know. I also want to wrap up this video with a statement from one of the customers who has witnessed and talked to staff about these issues, because I think it really does just highlight the overall problem when it comes to consumerism and reselling. And I also hope it highlights to people why we maybe should be pulling back from overindulging into these trend cycles. Popmart UK refused to make any changes to the Labubu restocks until the Stratford store incident happened. For weeks now, queuing for Labubus became a dangerous game. Men dressed in balaclavas threatening to hurt people, steal their money, or steal their Labubus. The resellers treated staff terribly, lots of racist and homophobic remarks and threats. This week at Stratford
Oh, give me your money or your Labubu! Now!
store, the staff member was giving out cue cards for Labubus, and the resellers crowded her and stole all of the cue cards from her. What was worse was customers on the Discord chat posted picture of the staff, blaming her and saying that she gave the resellers the cards and was working with them to resell. The store had to shut at 2 PM for safety after a fight broke out, and staff were escorted from the premises. At Oxford Street store, every restock staff were facing abuse, being shouted at and physically threatened. A woman in the queue was handed money and told if she didn't buy them a set of Labubus, they were going to hurt her. There was no banning customers in place, even after racist remarks.
What?
Staff were
Hold on,
facing
that was
abuse, being
insane!
shouted at and physically threatened. A woman in the queue was handed money and told if she didn't buy them a set of Labubus, they were going to hurt her. There was no
She was handed the money! Well, at least they're honest thieves. Honest, extortionists.
banning customers in place. Even after racist remarks and threats, the resellers would show up every week. Misleading info about this kind of event. Staff were not allowed to leave signs in shop windows due
I feel like you should absolutely be able to ban customers like that.
to management wanting to have higher sales. There is often a queue to get into Popmart stores due to the popularity of Labubus. When customers waiting in line were then told in store they had no Labubus, this would make some of the customers angry at staff. And of course, let me know down below, are you a keen Popmart customer or maybe an employee who has also had a negative experience when it comes to Labubu resellers or Labubu fanatics? And if you have any recommendations for alternative bag charms that maybe people can look at instead, then please do suggest them down below. Please give people alternative options to Labubus to maybe check out and maybe be a bit safer with. Because again, Labubus are seriously not worth the risk of getting hurt, getting mugged, getting your phone stolen. And of course, like I said earlier, I do actually have a full video about this trend cycle of Labubus, and I do recommend you go watch it if you find this topic interesting and you'd like to see a more video, essay, deep dive into this topic rather than me just kind of yapping at the camera. So go and check that video out for a far more educated, scripted look on the topic. And of course, like
Honestly, at that point, I feel like even if I had a particularly cool like charm or like company that I really like for like bag charms, I just want to tell nobody about it because the last thing I need for it to do is to become popular and suddenly it's gonna be the next Labubu.
like I mentioned in that video, I will be doing a room tour soon and I have loads of other videos planned. This video was a completely unexpected, unplanned upload. I'm actually ad-libbing this whole video. Could you tell? I don't know.
It was phenomenal. Do more of these. It's really good to react to.
But I really wanted to do a video kind of as an update to the Labubu video,
Didn't even realize this was an update. I thought this was the whole story.
highlighting the issues with how Popmart have treated their employees and the positions that the employees have been put in, because it's not fun or fair or okay for employees to be put at risk when they're just doing their jobs. As always, if you love my content, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon beside it to never miss an upload. And of course, follow my other social media such as Instagram and TikTok to see more of my lovely mug. And just like that, I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Okay, so we got, I guess that was the original Labubu video. Unfortunately, I missed that. Didn't realize there was another one. Or a first one. But what a phenomenal video. Thank you so much for all the info. Very educational. I didn't freaking know this. Honestly, the freaking Labubus that I got for my siblings were like from the freaking 99-cent store. For like 10 bucks. It wasn't even that freaking expensive. It was fine. It might be bootleg, might not. But the boxes look legit. And the actual Labubus look like just like the original, so I don't freaking like see a difference. Maybe that's only because it's here in LA and it's like a really hole-in-the-wall place. Like, really hole-in-the-wall place. And they also get like Pokemon cards and other like random knickknacks, random collectibles and stuff. So, you know, maybe that's why. I'm just really lucky. Wow, we haven't had that. Maybe it's only in the UK that it's going nuts, but I don't know. I just feel like it's exaggerated, like over Labubus. It's freaking crazy. But please go and check out Addy. Really phenomenal video. I think really cool. She looks like Ramona Flowers. I love her style. Drop a like. I'm gonna go ahead and share the video on the Discord as well as on the VOD. It'll be down in the description below. Please be sure to go drop a like, go drop a sub, go drop a comment. If you don't know what to say in the comments, please be sure to go drop the Oshi marks. Ayoo, Monodachis! Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Salut!